Great, let's go ahead and dive into effects and learn how to use these guys. Now, if recording a song was like cooking a meal, then I would think of effects as kind of like my spice rack. You can cook without spices, just like you can record without effects, but you get kind of a bland meal and you can't really produce much of anything except meat and potatoes kinds of dishes. With effects, we can take basic tracks and turn them into really cool creations, but taking that cooking and spices analogy further, we have our short list of spice that we use every day, and then we have specialty spices that we bring out and use in moderation every now and again. Too much and too many different spices is the mark of an inexperienced chef, right? Most dishes require salt and pepper. Not real exciting, but definitely the two spices you reach for most often. I would argue that those spices in the effects world would be reverb and delay. Most tracks can benefit from them in moderation, and they kind of aren't over the top in terms of their sound. Okay, I have a vocal up here, and here are our effects sends, so I can bring this vocal up. I actually have it soloed, and we can add some effects.
If you were falling,
A little reverb,
then I would catch you.
a little slap,
You need a light,
chorus,
I'd find a match, 'cause I
flanger,
love the way you say good morning.
Obviously the lesson we can take from this is that there are some sort of special effects that are just kind of like spices. They're used every now and again, but the delays and the reverbs are the ones that we typically use. Now you'll note that on the bonus disc we have a whole hour of specific effects that are taken from a Reason DVD I did a while ago, that I really go through a lot of effects, including some vocoders and things like that. But this session about effects, we're going to be basically looking at an overview of the effects that we typically use in recording and mixing. Now, before we have a look at an overview of all these different types of effects, the first thing we really need to nail down is how we route this through a normal mixer or a recorder. And I'm going to use Reason Record by Propellerhead software. I don't have any particular bias here, it's just that it has an amazing analogous view here of real hardware devices. So this looks like a mixer, this looks like an effects device, a reverb and a delay. This is a drum machine down here. But here's where it gets really cool. If I hit the tab key, it flips around here and we can make all of our connections, just grab these connections and just shift them and just plug them into something else. So it's a great way to really understand what's going on kind of underneath the hood, even if you have an all-in-one recorder box. So let's flip this back around here. Everybody's pretty familiar with a mixer like this, right? We have a number of channels here. I think there's 14 channels here that all go to a master left and right. Now, what have we got connected to these guys? If I flip this back around, you can see that I have a kick, snare, and hi-hat coming out of this virtual drum machine. And you can see that they're directly placed into these channels. If I was flip that back around and played the drum machine, you can see here we have them. I can bring each one up and we can hear them individually. So the lesson we're trying to learn is how to route effects. Here's the easiest way to route effects. We've done this all if you've ever plugged some stomp boxes from your guitar into your stomp box into an amp, you've done it this way. Let's go back here and we'll take the kick drum here, and what I'm going to do is just disregard that connection. So normally it would go from here up to here, but let's take it up into a reverb here. This is a stereo reverb. I'm just going to take one side right now. So I'll take the output of this guy here into the input, and then the output of that reverb back up to here. So you can see what's happened. Where it used to go directly up there, now we've inserted this reverb into the signal chain. If I flick that back around and we play that, you can see that the kick drum is going through that reverb and we can hear that reverb, right?